Good morning, everyone. Today we will be discussing about multiple beam interference, which is our third module in the modern optics part. So, in the last few lectures, we have been discussing about the interference patterns of two beams, that is, two beam interference patterns and corresponding different methods of interferometry using divisional wavefront and divisional amplitude method. So we identify different process and we also identify the spatial coherence and temporal coherence in that case. So that was our main discussion. So in that discussion we mainly addressed two beams. Okay, so if you have two beams of ray, then how do the interference patterns forming and what will be the corresponding difference in the interference pattern, how do we observe the interference pattern. So that was our main discussion in the last section. Today we will be discussing about multiple beam interference. When you have a multiple interference patterns are coming to the medium and you are observing a multiple interference, how do the reflection and the transmission coefficient in that case. So that will be the main idea of discussion in here. So here also you will be having a partially reflecting and a partially transmitting surface. Through that beams of multiple beams of rays coming and is getting refracted through that and getting transmitted over the other hand. Also there will be few rays that are getting reflected as well in the medium, that is in the boundary. So few reflected rays can reflect at the boundary and also can refract through that medium and get transmitted over that. So there will be a transmittance value, there will be a reflectance value corresponding to that. So we know that reflectance and transmittance, which is a ratio between the intensity of transmitted wave with respect to the intensity of incident wave or the incident amplitude. So here we can see that the I0 will be representing the amplitude at this point and which is getting refracted through the surface and reflecting back, refracted through and transmitting at this point, and P dash is the point where we will be collecting. And here the transmitted, the incident ray is coming from this point. Okay, it is incidenting on this plane boundary and getting reflected back. So we have a reflected imaging, reflected interference which is getting interfere at this medium where we have a refracted and a reflected images, so where which is getting interfere to each other. So we have a corresponding amplitude, so which we represented E0t square. So likewise we have represented. So that is the main case. So here we will be producing a number of slides. So in order to produce a multiple beams, so multiple beams produced by mutually coherent beams. Okay, so mutually coherent beams produced by, how do we produce it? By divisional amplitude method. Okay, divisional amplitude. Okay. Okay. So we have mutually coherent beams we have produced in this case using a divisional amplitude method, and also there will be multiple reflection occurs between these two parallel partially reflecting surfaces, and this surface will be a semi-transparent mirror, so that will be have a reflection and a partial reflection and a partial transmission. And also we consider here is that, so we consider two thin identical mirror here. Okay, two thin identical mirror. Okay, so two thin identical mirror. So the primary beam is partially reflecting and which is partially transmission. Also we avoid the possibility of absorption of light in this case, so we'll be considering all the reflection and the transmitted part of that light. Okay, so the transmitted part is subsequently reflected back and the fourth between the surface. For example, at this point we have a reflected wave, and also there will be a wave that is getting transmitted to this point and which is getting reflected at this point. So we will have two waves like that. So I'll just represent the figure in much more simple manner. So once again, sorry. Okay, let's see that we have a case. So these are two parallel, consider that these are two parallel semi-transparent thin films, okay, two thin identical semi-reflecting or semi-reflecting mirrors. So if a beam is coming from here, for example, so beam E0 is coming from here, so which is getting reflected, and also this beam is getting transmitted, okay, and this transmitted wave can reflect from here, okay, so it is getting reflected back, and this transmitted wave also can transmit at this third region, okay. Then we have a reflection here. This wave can transmit through this one, so we have a transmitter here, and this point it can also reflected back, okay, it's again can reflected back, and also it can transmit, and this can get transmitted. So likewise, so we'll have multiple reflection and transmission can be observed in this case, okay. So we have correspondingly, so this is E0 and this is E0R, that is a reflected wave, and this is E0T, and now we represent, again we have E0T double T, right, so we represented E0T square, and this we represented E0TR because it's once it's transmitted then it's reflected, so we can represent as these are twice transmitted, so we have E0T square R, okay. Then likewise we can get it E square T square R cube E0 T R raised to 4 E0 T R cube, this is called E0 T square R square E0 T square R raised to 4. So this R square T square actually meaning how many times they are reflected once the incident this parallel two thin identical semi-transparent mirror. So how many times they are reflected, how many times they are transmitted wave is coming out. So that is how representing the T square and R raised to 4. So this is how the general multiple beam interference will look like. So we have multiple reflection and a transmission corresponding to that. So in that case, so its a representation is there. So here you can see that we have medium N1, N2, and this is we represented the NF. So it's a film medium. If you have a film over here, so we can represent as N1 and N2. So here also we consider that N1 equal to N2. So the refractive index and the both side is equal, and at the film, so we have a different refractive index. So also we note that here E0T, E0TR and E0TR square represent the reflected waves, and E0T square, E0T square R square, E0T square R raised to 4 represent the amplitude of successive transmitted rays. So if you geometrically if you find the so if I just represent like this, okay, so this distance if we call this is d, and ray is coming incidenting on this one, okay, so which is actually getting transmitted to through that and getting reflected, okay, and again it's getting transmitted, okay, so that's how it looks, and here also there will be a transmitted wave, okay. So here we can consider that, so if you put a normal over here, and this angle we can represent as theta, and this angle also we can call as theta, and if you write a perpendicular over here, so that you can take as perpendicular since a, so I can a b c I can consider, so a b c is the transmitted wave that is reflecting here, okay, so we are getting like this, and also this angle also will be equal to theta. And now if you see the path difference between the two successive cases, so the path difference between two successive transmitted ray is equal to 2d cos theta, okay, and where theta is the angle between internally reflected ray and the surface normal, okay, and where d is the separation between, okay, separation between two reflecting surface, okay, and theta is the angle between reflected ray and the normal, okay. So 2d cos theta is actually the path difference in this case. So also if you can represent that the path difference between two successive rays can be in terms which is equal to delta, the path difference 2kd cos theta can be written as, okay, so which is a successive case. Then if you substitute k as 2 pi by lambda, then you will be getting 4 pi by lambda d cos theta, okay, cos theta, so where k equal to 2 pi by lambda, okay, so that's how the equation will come, where lambda is the wavelength in the medium, okay, so wavelength in the medium in terms of vacuum case, so we can consider that if it is in vacuum, we can consider the delta equal to, as you know, 4 pi by lambda 0 nd cos theta, where n is the refractive index, okay, index of the medium between two refracting inverse, like in here ഈ കേസിലാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ nf എന്ന് എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, and this is n1 and this is n2, and also we consider that n1 equal to n2, okay, n1 equal to n2, so in that case we can say that nf is equal to the refracting the index of refraction between the medium between two reflecting surface, and also the taking the phase difference into account, so also we have that we can represent the ei delta and summing the amplitude of transmitted rays, we will get an equation like this, that is E t equal to E0 t square plus E0 t square r square e raised to I delta sorry, I delta plus E0 t square r raised to 4 e raised to 2I delta plus. So this is the total transmission amplitude, where E0 t square representing the amplitude corresponding to the first one, and E0 t square r square is the transmitted rays another amplitude, and E0 t square r raised to 4 is the another amplitude that already we have seen. So we can represent which is taking the phase difference into account. So where e raised to I delta representing the phase difference corresponding to that. So we'll get a geometric series corresponding to that, which is in terms of r square e raised to I delta. So this is actually following a series in terms of geometric series with the ratio r square e raised to I delta. So hence we can write it as Et equal to, so which we can write to the E0 t square divided by 1 minus r square e raised to I delta. Okay, so that is the amplitude of wave, where It equal to, we know we can represent it as Et mod whole square. So that is the intensity of transmitted wave of the transmitted light is thus given by It equal to I0 t raised to 4 divided by, so which will take into account is that, which we can represent in terms of I0 incident amplitude, that is t square raised to 4 t raised to 4 divided by 1 minus r square e raised to I delta whole square. So this t square t raised to 4, because this is actually E0 t square, right? So we represented as I0, then we have a t square that is actually representing that the time number of times we have a representation in that case, where I0 equal to E0 square. Okay, so that is I0. So also the now phase change may occur on reflection. So if you consider the phase difference into account, so reflection as well also having a corresponding phase change, and r is in general a complex number, so we can express it that according to r equal to mod r e raised to I delta r by 2. Okay, so that I'll just represent in the next slide. So here as I discussed, so we have a different incident wave is coming. So as the wave is coming, incident wave is coming from this point. Okay, you see here. Okay, so we have E0 is coming from here, so which is getting reflected at this point and getting transmitted, and again it's reflecting and transmitting, and also there is a reflection, there is a multiple reflection is going on. So we can say that incident wave is amplitude is E0 e raised to I omega t, then E1 is the amplitude corresponding to the reflected wave, E2 is the amplitude corresponding to the again the reflected wave, that is t dash r dash. And the main thing you want to then, if the superposition of the reflected beams for top of the plane, the phase difference between the neighboring beams is delta equal to k delta, so which is similar like we have represented 2 nf d cos theta d. So in our discussion we have represented, which is in terms of 2k d cos theta. We can introduce nf as well here, so like this. So the the reflected amplitude from the certain superposition of the reflected from the top of the plate is ER will be equal to, so it will be a combination of these all, then you will be getting a final solution corresponding to that. And similarly, if you take the value of the x can be represented in this term, so the final one you can represent ER, the reflected amplitude, as E0 exponential I omega t 1 plus tt r dash exponential minus I delta divided by 1 minus r square exponential minus I delta that is a representation in terms of phase difference. And also finally for the reflection irradiance IR will be equal to like this, and IR by I0 will be getting 2r square 1 minus cos delta 1 minus 2r square cos delta plus r raised to 4, and the transmitter irradiance will be 1 minus 1 IR by I0, so which will be getting IT by I0 1 minus r square whole square minus 2r square cos delta plus r raised to 4. So this is how the IT by I0, and that is transmittance, sorry, this is transmittance and this is reflectance. So if cos delta equal to 1, so delta will be equal to 2 pi m, then delta will be equal to 2 nf d cos theta t, which is equal to m lambda. So we'll have IR by I0 equal to minimum at this point. So if cos delta equal to minus 1, then the reflection current IR by I0 will be maximum and IT by I0 will be minimum at this point. Okay, so now we'll discuss much more in detail about that. So if you consider the reflectance wave, which is equal to R equal to mod R e raised to I delta R by 2, which is representing the reflected wave with a phase difference I delta R by 2. So delta R by 2 is the phase change for one reflection. Okay, phase change for one reflection. Okay, so also we have in this case the R will be equal to the reflectance, R will be equal to mod R square, which is equal to R dash. Okay, and the transmittance equal to, which is a square of coefficient of transmission t dash. Okay, so where R is coefficient of reflection and T is coefficient of transmission. Okay, so now if you have IT, that you already have seen the intensity of transmitted wave, which will be equal to I0 t square divided by 1 minus RE I delta all square will come. Okay, so the delta represent here the total phase difference delta plus delta R, so which is a total phase difference between two successive beams. And if you elaborate 1 minus Ri delta whole square as a binomial expansion, so you will be ending up an expansion which is called, I'm just not going much detail, R1 minus R minus I delta, which is actually what is 1 minus Re e raised to I delta, which can be further reduced at 1 minus R e I delta plus e raised to minus I delta divided by plus R square. So if you expand this equation, you will be getting like this, that we can say that 1 minus 2R cos delta, so this we can represent in terms of cos plus R square. Okay, also if you are taking 1 minus R square outside, then you will have 1 plus 4R divided by 1 minus R whole square sin square delta by 2 as your equation. So hence the formula for the intensity can be expressed as that is IT equal to the transmitted intensity will be equal to, we can represent that I0 T square divided by 1 minus R whole square, okay, 1 by 1 plus F sine square delta by 2. Okay, this is how the equation looks like. So in that case, so we have represented 1 by 1 plus F, okay, sine square delta by 2, okay, sine square delta by 2. This term is called Airy function, Airy function, okay, where F is equal to 4R divided by 1 minus R square. So, okay, so which is called coefficient of fineness. Okay, which is called coefficient of fineness. Okay, so here we identified a value called coefficient of fineness, which is the measure of sharpness of interference fringes. So which is sharing the sharpness of interference fringe. Okay, so F denotes the coefficient of fineness, so which is actually the measure of a sharpness of a interference fringes. So now we will see the general behavior of a Airy function. The general behavior of an Airy function can be denoted with a figure. So I'll just add one more slide over here. So this is about, okay, one sec. Okay, so if you plot a Airy function as shown like this, so if you have a figure like this, then if you are plotting intensity with respect to delta, okay, so we have a, okay, okay, so here this point we can note it down as 2n pi, okay, and this point we can say that 2n plus 1 pi, okay. So here we plotted intensity with respect to total phase difference, and we can say that the reflectance at this point is R equal to 0.2 and R equal to 0.5 at this case, and in this case R equal to 0.9. Okay, so that is a phase difference for the case. So now we know that fineness equation is equal to F is equal to 4R by 1 minus R whole square. If you put this value R equal to 0.2, R equal to 0.5, R equal to 0.9, so the curves drawn on a various value of reflectance can be seen. The intensity of the distribution will be there. Now if you have the reflectance value as a maximum R equal to 0.9, okay, R equal to 0.9, then we can say that the sharpness of the interference fringes will be very large. That means we can say that if the reflectance is very good, so then we'll have the sharpness of the interference fringe will be very good. Also we have taken delta by 2 for the sine term in the area function is an integral multiple of pi, then the function is equal to the maximum value of the unity for any sine value. So now we know, so it's actually represent 2n pi. So 2n pi means what? So if you consider the equation, that is 1 plus f sine square delta by 2 raised to minus 1, so which is an integral multiple of phi. So if the reflectance r is very small, so f will be very small. Okay, so if r is very small, then f also will be very small value. Okay, so it has a very small value in that case as well. And also if r is close to unity, so that is, okay, r is close to, okay, approximately equal to 1, then f also will have a large value in that case. Okay, so that we know. So the fringe also will be very sharp. Okay, so we'll get a very sharp fringe at that time. And also we can say that 2n pi equal to 4 pi by lambda 0 nd cos theta plus delta r. You can write it like this, where delta by 2 equal to n pi. Okay, delta by 2 equal to n pi. So where n is known as the order of interference. Order of interference, so which is an integer. Okay, so it is equal to the equivalent path difference measured in a wavelength between two successive beams. So this 2n pi is a case where it is equivalent to a path difference measured in wavelength, okay, between two successive beams. So this is similar representation of that. So also in the discussion we can say that if a two reflecting surfaces are identical, in the more general case which the coefficient of reflections are different, namely r1 equal to r1 e raised to I delta, then we can say that, for example, so if you have a non-identical case, okay, the coefficient, so if you have a non-identical semi-transparent mirror, so in that case the coefficient of reflection r1 equal to mod r1 e raised to I delta 1, okay, then r2 equal to mod r2 e raised to I delta 2 as the corresponding to coefficient of reflections. Then we can say that t equal to, the transmission will be in that case will be equal to t1 mod t2. Okay, so which will be like this, t1 t2, that is equal to, if you just take the transmittance will be root t1 t2, and the reflectance will be equal to mod r1 mod r2, which is equal to root r1 r2 will come. Okay, so then the delta r is equal to, in this case we can say that here we have delta r, okay, which is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2 divided by 2. Okay, this is 2. Okay, that's how it will come. And the maximum and minimum value of IT are found by setting delta equal to 0 and pi. So we'll get the corresponding maximum and the minimum value corresponding to that. Then that we can see that, so if delta tends to 0, we'll get the maximum value. Then delta tends to infinity, sorry, delta tends to, if you have delta equal to pi, okay, this is wrong. If delta equal to pi, in that case we will have a minimum value. Okay, we have minimum value corresponding to the case. So that we will see. So the t will be maximum, which is equal to IT max divided by I0, which is equal to t square divided by 1 minus r square, where delta equal to 0. Okay, and we will have a t minima, which is equal to it minima divided by I0, which is equal to t square divided by 1 plus r square. So this is the case where delta equal to pi. So if A is the fraction of incident energy absorbed, so if you introduce A, so it's a fraction of energy absorbed at each reflection, then we can say that by conservation of energy, A plus R plus T plus equal to 1, where A represent the absorbance, R represent the reflectance, and T represent the transmittance in that case. Okay, so that's how the case A plus R plus T equal to 1 will be the. Now we will see that A equal to 0, that is absorbance will be equal to 0, then we can say that R plus T equal to 1, and according to the equation, so we will get a T equal to maximum equal to 1. So this means that the peak intensity of transmitted fringe would be equal to the intensity of incident light, even if R is very close to 1. In actual practice, A is never be 0. That is the one point you have to note down. The absorbance will be never be 0, and the maximum transmission is always somewhat less than the unity. So we can say that the maximum value in that case, the T max will be equal to 1 minus A minus R whole square divided by 1 minus R whole square. So how do we get it? T equal to 1 minus A minus R. Okay, if we substitute that, so the actual case in a normal case, okay, for A not equal to 0 in normal, okay, for a normal case A not equal to 0, at that case the maximum transmitted amplitude or transmittance will be equal to 1 minus A minus R divided by 1 minus R whole square. So if you have a point saying that T max is equal to 1, so the transmission value is equal to 1, that means what? So it means that the peak intensity of the transmitted fringes would be equal to the intensity of the incident wave. Okay, so Et equal to what is? It equal to I0. Okay, the intensity of the transmitted wave equal to the intensity of the incident wave. At that case, the transmission equal to, or the transmittance equal to 1. So in this discussion, the main discussion we have discussed about the multiple beam interference, and in that case, if there are two parallel semi-reflecting identical, two thin identical semi-transparent parallel films are placed between there, then there will be a multiple reflectance will be observed and multiple transmission can be obtained, and corresponding transmission coefficient of reflection, and from that we identify the transmittance and the reflection in that case. So that is the main discussion we had today. So also we identified the case of the parameter called the coefficient of fineness, which is represented in terms of F, which is equal to 4R square divided by 1 minus R square, which determine or the measure the sharpness of interference fringes. Also we have found a function called Airy function, so that is 1 by 1 plus F sine square delta by 2. So that is the main part we have discussed, and the next sessions we will be discussing about Fabry-Perot interferometer and Fabry-Perot echelon, and those discussion will be followed in the next lecture. So for time being, so I am just winding up, and thank you for listening.